It's glue up day for the cabinets for this new workbench desk combination for my shop, and I'm prepping right now for what I hope will be a relatively stress-free glue up. The key to that is to be prepared and think through everything before you do it, and then it should go pretty smoothly. First thing I did was I decided to do the glue up over here on top of these sawhorses because it's a little lower, a little bit more comfortable. I put down some 2x4s, I put a sheet of 3/4 inch plywood on top of that, and then I put my MDF on top of that. I then checked it to make sure that it was perfectly flat, and I found out that the MDF had a little bit of a reverse cup or a little bit of a bow in the middle. So I put a couple of really tiny shims on the outside edges here, and after it's set overnight it relaxed and everything is just perfectly flat. So since I'll be gluing these face down, I should get a nice parallel coplanar flush front on all these cabinets, which is very critical. Now I'll put some wax paper down across here to catch the glue drips, and I'll clamp this first corner brace down to give me a starting point for the cabinets. I'll later put a second corner brace over here to hold everything square until the glue up is finished. I'll be using Titebond Extend glue, not because it's an overly complex glue up, but because there's just a lot of surface area, and it's going to take a little time to spread the glue and get everything put together. I've also cranked the temperature down in the shop to about 60 degrees. That'll slow it down a little bit more. I'll crank the temperature back up after everything's clamped up. The other thing that I've done is I've staged the parts in the exact order in which they're going to be glued up. Everything's labeled. This will be the first piece, this will be the second piece that gets glued in, and so on. And I've also staged clamps already opened up to the approximate size needed for each location on the glue up as I'm clamping them up. So hopefully I'm pretty well prepared and it'll go smoothly. Let's see. Okay, let's rock. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I don't know how long it took, but it wasn't too bad. Wasn't any huge panic. The other thing that I learned was that even though these were great when I was mocking the unit up, really wasn't necessary since the back was cut square sits down into rabbets on the unit, so it kind of self-squares the unit. I think I'll put another clamp down there on the bottom. Alright, one down, one to go. So, let's see here. This says that clamp for 30 to 45 minutes. So, I'm going to give it an hour. And then, I'm going to try to lift this bad boy up and scrape the glue off that's come out on the inside seams, inside joints, before it gets rock hard. And it'll be a lot easier to clean up. I'm not too worried about any glue residue being on the inside of the joints because it's not going to show, but I don't want any little clumps because they'll get in the way of drawer runners and things like that. So, anyway, other than that, that's the process. So, I'm going to go watch the football game. Well, it's looking pretty good. Got the clamps off of it, cleaned up a little bit of squeeze out glue, and I think overall it's going to be pretty sturdy. So next, what we need to do is build a couple of drawers, or actually more like 6, and put in some drawer slides and get those set, and then we'll trim off the front of the cabinet, mount the wheels under it, and we're ready to make the top then. We'll build the top like a torsion box, make a little nesting mechanism where it can sit down and kind of sit securely on these two things and not be able to slide around. And we'll have a new workbench, desk, assembly table, clutter catcher for the shop. So stay tuned and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.